guide that you have. Outside booth, work our way down to product. You go to the inside booth. And we'll talk about what you said, as far as how you post the thoughts on social media. We all do it. Social media, website. Good afternoon. This is Noah Gutierrez, and with Diversified Product Development, talking about the LineWise product brand and how we will be going to Utility Expo in just a few, maybe 2 short weeks, it sounds like, right, Dave?
Yeah.
And of course, here is Dave Packenbush as well. He is currently covering all of North America for our field manager. With he's supposed to be on the west side, but right now he's covering everything that he can to help us keep moving along. And so, Dave, thank you for all that you do. So today, as usual, we try to keep everything to 30 minutes. And like we were saying, 2 weeks now, last week of September will be the Utility Expo, formerly known as the IQ Show. And so today, what we want to do is just give you an aerial view of everything that LineWise is going to be doing at Utility Expo, everything that we're taking in our plans as we're there. So everyone kind of has an idea of what to look for from LineWise at this upcoming Utility Expo. Biggest utility or biggest display we've ever done, right?
Biggest, yep.
So we have, of course, last time we were there in 2019, we had an outside booth, and we had the first time outside booth. That's right. But what's different this time is we're taking more products than we've ever taken before, and so we are excited about that, and we're ready to show everything that we got going on. So, Dave, what's the first product that we got that we want to talk about? First of all, we're going to talk about the outside booth
first.
Right. So everything that's going to be pertaining to outside. First product is
the TLL 2000 S3.
correct.
So
It'll be on a Manitex crane in our booth at the LineWise booth. That number is E1247. That is Echo 1247 for the outside booth. So that'll be on a Manitex boom truck crane model 155. X, and so that'll be at our booth there. It's on the screen now. As you can see, it's a energized 3-phase lifting device that will also pick up the static lines as well. That'll be the first time it's been displayed at IQ. Sorry, IQ. I keep saying IQ at the Utility Expo.
Yep.
So that's new. The next thing we have is
there's not in our booth, but in Ring Power's booth, which is just next to ours, next across the way, is a TLL 1300. So they're going to have a 1300 on a national 40-ton 142 boom truck.
That's right, and like Dave said, right across the aisle from us. So I don't have their booth number with us, but just if you come find us, we can point you right across the way. You're not going to be able to miss the product. You'll see it is painted orange and it has white insulators. The next thing in our booth that we're going to have in our booth physically is going to be,
there's a 500A Series 3 on a Terex. The people at Terex have been nice enough to lend us one of their big diggers, and we're going to display one of our I guess sub-transmission, you'd call it, line lifters on it.
And that will be on a General 65 Max. I believe that is something that is new to the General or Terex series is the Max. So that's something new that you can see there. While we're not advertising necessarily the General or Terex products, but that is a product that will be in our booth displaying, as Dave mentioned, the 500A Series 3. Now, if Dave said it, I missed it, but that 500A Series 3 is back to miniature 1300, right?
Yeah, it is now, yeah.
And so it has full hydraulic articulation. That is new since the last IQ show as well. So
Yeah.
stop by and check that out.
Yep, 32.5 to 72.5.
That is correct.
Voltage ranges for that one.
Using polymer insulators.
Right. We're using polymers, a little smaller, maybe a little lighter than our fiberglass.
That's right. Next product in our booth there at the Utility Expo is?
No, we're doing a 300D, the new 300D, which is TLL 300D, which is for a digger derrick. So you get 300 pounds of capacity for 3 positions. This one, like most of our other ones, is vertical and horizontal. You can use it for the construction.
And shame on me, I should know this. Maybe you know it, Dave, but there's also what we call the 300B, as in Bravo.
Bravo
is that going to be there? Do you know?
It's supposed to be there.
Good deal.
Okay.
And tell us a little bit about that one, Dave.
It just gives you the ability to lift 3 energized phases of distribution, but on a bucket truck. So basically, you're taking your material handling jib off and putting our jib that supports this cross arm on there. And like I said, it gives you 300 pounds per position with 100 pounds of side load. We call side load or transverse loading, so that you're able to accomplish a little more. Now, like I said, there's no bracing with this arm like some of the others have. It's, like I say, 300 pounds per position. We can only do horizontal because of the bucket trucks. We can't get the loading that we could out of the diggers on the buckets. So it's only horizontal only.
And again, that is a new product, never at the previous IQ shows or now known as Utility Expo. So that's a new product coming out by LineWise. The next one that we have coming out is the first ever line card from LineWise. This will be used on a static line, not the one that you see. This one right here that you see on the screen now is used on the static line. We recently did a webinar on this.
Yep.
And so those of you that have been attending, you see that. But if this is, or you've seen it, if this is something new to you, that is something that will be at Utility Expo. And you'll be able to see this product there. And then the one before that, which will not be there, is the spacer cart, which will be used on the conductors.
Yeah.
To help change out the spacers. That's we're about another 4 to 6 months out on that one right now.
Yeah. But we'd be happy to talk to you about
exactly
spacer
right.
carts if you're interested in it.
That's right. We have questions about spacer carts and line carts, and we want to talk to you about it. So if you're going to be at Utility Expo, we want you to come by, find Dave, find myself, and we'd like to talk to you about those spacer carts, learn more about what you're needing when it comes to spacer carts and line carts. Next product, Dave?
We call it the folding guard arm, but it's a temporary guard structure for going across roads, highways, underbuild, any of that you need to protect. And
then something else, it's right there in the utility transmission. Something else that I'd like to mention as we get this pulled up on the screen is there is another version of this guard arm that we're putting out there. It's no longer just used on boom truck cranes, right, Dave?
It's not, no longer on boom trucks or diggers, but we're actually going to make it so you can put it on a rough terrain forklift. So you guys don't have to go out and rent diggers or boom trucks. You can do your rough terrain forklifts for the day or for the week while you're pulling, and then turn them back in. So we're trying to keep the contractors a little more cost-wise with what we do. So
definitely. And while we will not have the rough terrain forklift style folding guard arm there, we would love to talk to you about it, but be sure to look for the folding guard arm and the LineWise outside booth this coming Utility Expo here.
Yeah. Now this one is supposed to be, this new guard arm is going to be 12 foot across.
Good point.
Versus the 96 that you see on the specifications on that one. So it'll be a little longer. It'll be 200 pounds capacity higher, so it'll be 1,200 pounds of capacity instead of 1,000. So anyway, we're getting there.
That's right, definitely. Next product.
As usual, we're bringing our pole pullers. We've got the XHD, which is the big one, is going to be there. We're going to have our redesigned stub pulling option on this. So we've gone through some extensive re-engineering, and we're making this one, I think, better and more user-friendly than the other one, and addressing some issues we were experiencing. And like I said, it'll be there. It'll make its debut at Expo.
Definitely, and it'll be shown there as you see on the screen with the stub puller installed. If you look on the ground around that pole puller, you're going to see the heads for the pole puller sitting there. It's interchangeable with the stub puller option, so you can pull not only stubs, but when not pulling stubs, you can pull the pole itself. Next product, Dave, we have out there is going to be
the TLL 500.
Yes,
which is basically the all fiberglass version, and it gives you the 500 pounds of capacity that we have on the other one. Like I say, it gets it all from its from the fiberglass, a lot less steel in this design, and both vertical and horizontal. And like I say, we can get up to 72.5, primarily for distribution, but we can get you up to 69 if you need to.
And the big thing about this one is it has the real high side load built into it, right? So, and as Dave was mentioning earlier, transverse loads or tangent loading, whatever term you're familiar with, it's got that higher side load. So if you got conductors that are following around sharp curves around the roads like you see here in the pictures.
In the picture, that's I call a running angle.
Yeah. And
you can get 500 pounds per conductor of that conductor trying to straighten itself out that you can push out with that TLL 500.
And can be used with vertical construction, where in vertical or horizontal, unlike the competition that's out in the industry today. Next product we got is the HLL 10-8000. It is going to be there at Utility Expo. This is a sold product, but we will be taking it to the expo and then we'll be delivering it to the customer after the show. But it has 8,000 pounds of lifting capacity when pointed straight up as shown in this picture. It has hydraulic articulation, which could be controlled from the controls on the crane if they choose to. One of our customers, I think, is just about to change over to that right now. Yeah. Or you can choose to use the HPU that comes with the unit and use a radio remote to control what position the HLL 10-8000 is going to be in. Anything else on that product, Dave?
No, I think you've pretty much got it.
Very simple product. Like I said, the products that diversified are usually very simple. How about this one, Dave? What's coming up next here?
What we call depths. So direct embed pole stabilization system. So if you're putting up the sections of steel poles, direct embed concrete, then you don't have to go out and rent rough terrain forklifts or tie up digger derricks or that kind of thing. You can simply erect these things after you've got it plumbed, got your concrete in the ground, hammer some stakes in, put your straps around, walk away from it, come back tomorrow and take it all down. The neat thing is you own these, you don't have to rent them. So one-time expense and they're yours. So.
And there's a lot of expense that goes into the way that they're supporting these direct embeds now.
Yes, there is lots of digger derricks and rough terrain forklifts and that kind of stuff. A lot of cost for just to hold something in place overnight.
So we encourage you again, come check this out at the outside booth. The next thing is a pretty big thing that's happening at Utility Expo.
Yeah, as far as we're concerned, we're actually have our 1300, our TLL 1300 is going to be an Elliott Equipment's booth, and it's going to be on a D105 digger. So that's going to be the first time that a unit of this size has been on a digger derrick, and we're having to go to Elliott to get this done. We appreciate them letting us display the 1300 on their digger at the expo.
And I just want to reinforce everything that he just said by saying, again, no one has ever done it, like he said. And Elliott is the first to do this, and they are advertising full capacity on this 1300 on that D105. And so it is a transmission digger derrick, but they are the only ones that are able to do this with the digger derrick. So if you're looking to use a 1300 with the digger derrick, this is your opportunity, and it would be with the Elliott digger derrick. So check that out. The only other ones that might even come close to that capacity might be a Terex, but so far right now, the only ones that have looked at those loads is the Elliott manufacturer. That's really it for the outside booth, right, Dave?
I believe so. we're done with that. So we'll
Good
go
deal.
see if we can find the inside stuff.
All right. So before we start talking about the inside, the only other thing I want to say about the outside booth, and it was already mentioned by Dave and myself here, is that we're going to be in our own booth, as we mentioned, and we're also going to be have a product inside of Ring Power's booth right across the aisle from us on the outside. And then we're also going to have that product, as we just mentioned, in the Elliott booth. So LineWise is growing and we're getting out there. Do we know everybody yet? No, but we're doing our best to get the name out there, and that's a good sign there. So now moving to the inside booth. The inside booth inside the exposition center is going to be in for November, and it's going to be 1340. So that's in 1340 is where we're going to be on the inside booth.
Make it easy on you. Look for the big LineWise banner hanging from the ceiling.
That's right.
You don't have to know what the booth number is.
As previously stated in one of the other webinars that we did, I can't tell you anytime I remembered what our booth number was on the inside. I walk in and I look up at the top there and look for the LineWise sign or Diversified back in the day, and that's what I would go towards. So like Dave said, look for that LineWise banner and just hit for it and you'll find it. Yep. And so on the inside booth, we have some other products that we're going to be displaying. And Dave, what would be that first product that we're going to have?
Well, according to the list, it's the Hotline base plate.
Very good.
Temporary conductor support for a polymer insulator. We've had it at the last several shows, but it'll be there. And we can give you several examples of how to use this as a temporary energized conductor support. We'll also have the upper bracket for that and show you how that works. And you can get up to 4,000 pounds of capacity out of this thing by using the upper diagonal bracing.
In that hurricane that just passed through, the Hotline base plate, could have been some
There could have been some instances that it could have been used. Yeah.
And so one thing that we're starting to talk about here for the LineWise product brand is trying to get ahead of the storm, right? Everybody always knows the hurricanes are going to come on the east side. It always happens. There's no ifs and buts about it. It's going to happen. So why not prepare for it? And these are products that you can buy, not just the Hotline base plate. There are others that you can buy and own and be prepared for these types of storms that we know are going to happen. Get ahead of the storm using LineWise products. The next product that we're going to have out there to display is what?
It's swing gate wire holder.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have any pictures of the swing gate, but this is a new product for us. It's actually a wire holder that we can adapt to many different products, but it gives you the ability to be able to load the gate. This is the only one that I know of that you can load that gate with up to 500 pounds. You can't operate the gate with it loaded, but the gate is loaded or rated for a 500-pound load in case something happens and the conductor tries to get away from you.
And rollers all the way around.
There's rollers all the way around. So it gives you the ability to go from your H structure and pull it away and go back vertical with rollers all the way around. You got nothing to impact the conductor. So yeah, we think it could be a good thing. And like I said, we can adapt it to fit many different applications with the LineWise products.
It was originally used on the TLL 2000 Series 3. Then we adapted it to work with the 1300, right? And as Dave said, there's so many different options right now. I'm mentioning just the top three that I can remember. The one that we're working on right now is being placed on a material handling jib, right. To where the hope is, or what the line crew is wanting to do, is be able to pick this up with the material handling jib and then rotate that jib or bucket out of the way, and that swing gate wire holder is going to rotate on top of that jib. So it has the ability to swing around 360 degrees. So once again, it's just a custom product that we're doing in a sense. We're taking the swing gate wire holder and customizing it to be for a specific application on this one customer's material handling jib. But this is a new product. And it's like Dave said, there's not another product out there that has that rated gate with the rollers all the way around. And so we want you to come by and we want you to check it out and see this new product that we're putting out. Next product we have is a Sag Plate. Dave, tell us a little bit more about this Sag Plate. This is a new product.
New product for LineWise. we've had some crews come to us and tell us that some of the yoke plates that they're getting for the dead ends don't have any rigging holes, so that they can rig their shackles into, so they can get their come-alongs to sag the conductor. So what we've done is we've come up with what we call a sag plate, and it actually encloses around the yoke plate, gives you a convenient place to hook your ratchet or your come along and be able to sag your conductor. So you don't have to actually hook into the yoke plate to use this.
And we're going to have this on display in the inside booth.
Right.
Keep in mind, when you see this display, you look for the big, massive object in the inside booth. That's one thing that's captured our attention is the display itself, right? So inside this display, you're going to have a product that we're going to get to here in a little bit called the Insulator Stacks, but you'll find it there. It's a Sag Plate. It's going to look just like what you see on the screen here. You'll see it there and see how it's used. And someone from LineWise will be there to explain more about that product. But that is a new product to LineWise, like Dave just said. The other product that we're going to have there is?
We've got what we call our hot jib. So basically, it takes the material handling jib that you have in your bucket, and it replaces it. And this is a certified hot tool. So you treat it like a hot stick, certified like a hot stick, and we can convert your existing equipment over to it. Like I say, it's sealed and tested, just like you do your hot sticks. So like I say, we can make it so that you can certified, you can use it for energized conductors. Most of them, I haven't found any of the manufacturers yet that'll let you use the OEM equipment on energized conductors.
In fact, there are letters that say, or in their manual says you can't use it. But we take that, or we can supply you with a new one that allow you to pick up energized lines. So next product we have is going to be the roller conductor lifters. There'll be another display inside our inside booth that will show 3 or 4 different roller conductor lifters with different capacities.
2,000 single series, the 2,000 and the 4,000 pound capacity, and we also have the double, the 2 conductor will be there also. So I think it's the 2 8,000 or 2 4,000. RCL 2 4,000 will be there, along with a RCL 1 2,000 and RCL 1 4,000.
Right. And how these are typically used is, as shown here in the picture right below the one we were just looking at right now, it shows a crane with a hot stick, right? And it picks up on the link stick. It'll connect the roller conductor lifter there on the end, and then it connects to the conductors, and you can pull the conductors away while you do maintenance on the structure itself. So that's a product that we've had for many, many years. It continues to be a great product for us, and it's earned its way back into Utility Expo this year. Next product we have?
We're going to have the HD pole puller will be inside with us. So the smaller one for, it's basically, I would consider a distribution model of the pole puller, and it'll be in there. And then next is a TLL 300B, which is the Bravo unit, which is the bucket of the 300 version. So basically it's this, but on your bucket truck. So we'll be able to take the material handling jib off and replace it with a certified hot tool that you can lift your 300 pounds of capacity in the horizontal configuration.
Yes, sir. And on the inside, we'll have another line cart, just like the one we're going to have outside. So we won't go over that again, but if you're in the inside or the outside booth, you'll be able to see the line cart again. Again, if you're on the inside and you see the line cart, we got some questions that we've put together that we'd like to ask those of you that are familiar with line carts, spacer carts. This way we can get a little bit more information from the industry itself, the electric utility industry, to see what they're expecting in these line/spacer carts, because that is a product we want to push. We want to do a lot of business when it comes to spacer carts and line carts. So look for someone and tell them from the guys from LineWise, the gals from LineWise, what you're looking for when it comes to line carts, and we'll take that information down and get that to our engineering department. Next product we have on the inside is?
We're going to have a 500 TLL 500A Series 1. So it's the all manual version of the 500. Basically, it's sub-transmission, 32.5 to 72.5, but this is the all manual. And we'll also have the Series 2, which is the adjustable arms for the series for the 500A. So it gives you a little bit of help moving the conductors around while they're in the wire holders. And you can do this with a cordless impact or a cordless drill driver on the end.
And I believe they're gonna have an impact there inside to
Right.
allow them to be able to practice with that and show them how that works, right?
Yep. Yes, sir. And then we've got your insulator spreaders, which we were talking about a little bit earlier. But we're gonna have a huge display of insulator spreaders. There's gonna be the for 2 conductors. There you go, for 2 insulator stacks. And we're also gonna have for 3, and also the 4 is gonna be there. So we've got a lot of insulator spreaders. There's a lot of glass we're gonna be hanging up. And so, yeah, we're getting into these. And like I say, if you got some configurations that you don't see, let us know. You know,
Definitely.
we'll build it something to fit your needs.
Definitely. The one product that always seems to get overlooked at these shows, Dave, is the buddy machine.
Right.
It's always getting over in this corner. It's a small product. I think we have a very decent display this year, though. But it is a product that will help repair what we know from the industry known as a vang hole. That's V as in Victor, A-N-G. The hardware that's installed into the vang hole, as shown in the bottom right-hand corner, gets worn out through wind-driven vibrations. And you can take that buddy bushing, put it in there, and repair that hole, and it makes it, how much stronger is it, Dave?
It's stronger than the hole was originally.
Right, it's like 125% or something like that. So it's definitely something that you don't want to miss. Check it out. Engineers are typically the ones that are looking for something like this. The line superintendents might be aware of it, and they report it to engineering. So if you're one of those 2 job titles, look for this in the inside booth. Other than that, that is everything. We're gonna have some swag there, right, Dave? What are we gonna have for these guys?
Well, we've got our new design T-shirt for this year, and then we've also going to have caps, and there'll be some little magnets for your refrigerator, and then there's, of course, there's hard hat decals and all kinds of neat stuff. So,
has anyone seen the new shirt from outside of this company right now?
I think so.
I don't think so. That's going to be a surprise. You want to see what the shirt is? Come and check it out, right? They will be free, right? As long as you get to scan your badge. But we want you to come check it out. Check out this new T-shirt we have. There's going to be demos outside. That's why we like the outside booth. We're able to go out there and install the equipment on the end of the cranes and the digger derricks. We're able to operate them and show how easy they are to use. And so these demos are going to be through various times through the day, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We invite you to go to the LineWise website, line-wise.com. Look for our social media links there to connect. Heather Still, our digital marketing specialist, will be displaying on there or advertising the demo times and what products we're going to be demoing. So we encourage you to go out and do that and to find those times and come by the outdoor booth there for LineWise to check out these demos that we're going to be doing. We're going to have a microphone and speakers out there that where you'll be able to hear us talking about the process to set these up and talking about the key features of these products. So we encourage you to make that time to go and connect with us on our social media websites that we have or social media that we have so that this way you can find out those times and be there. And of course, if you're not a social media type person and you're barely able to sign on for these webinars, then reach out to Dave or myself. Call us at 254-757-1177, and we'll be glad to get you those times as well. Okay. What are we missing, Dave? Anything?
No, saying goodbye.
That's it. So again, tomorrow, if you want anybody else to see this webinar tomorrow at the same time, tomorrow at 10:30. Don't show up at the same time because nobody's going to be here. So tomorrow at 10:30, and you'll be able to see tomorrow's version of this webinar. Again, we look forward to seeing you at Utility Expo the last week of this month. All right, take care, and until next time.
Hey guys, before we get off, can I
oh yeah, questions.
Yeah, can we take a few minutes here for some questions, right?
Yes, sir.
So Noah, y'all mentioned the jib arm on the existing trucks are not rated for voltage. Is that across the board, like for Altec and all the bucket truck manufacturers? It just seems odd that those fiberglass arms that are currently provided straight from the manufacturer carry no voltage rating. I just want to make sure I heard that statement from Dave to be correct.
Right, and I've got a letter from Altec and Terex that they're more worried about flashover across the bucket, right? So I don't think that they actually test the arms before they deliver the trucks. They may, but I've never seen it. Most of the companies that do the testing test the material handling jib in conjunction with the rest of the boom. And they're not testing the boom by the material handling jib by itself. That's what we need to do, is it needs to be tested by itself and certified that it's a hot tool. Ours are all sealed up, so you're not getting dirt, bugs, and birds building nests and stuff in them. So like I say, we take them to the lab and certify them and make sure that it's actually certified. And we give you, it's usually 36 inches of certified dielectric protection, right? So there's nothing in there but air. And so it's, like I said, it's a certified hot tool.
All right. If you could send me that those emails, Dave, I'd appreciate it.
Sure
the second question I have is with the buddy bushing. Do we have any current testing on that device as far as maximum current testing? And if we don't, I may want to get one from you from the show, because I'm going to the test lab October 25th. And if I have some time, I'm going to run some testing for Duke Energy on that. They're interested to know the high current capacity on that buddy bushing. I think we may have talked a little bit about that before.
If you're looking for a particular size,
let me know.
Let us know, and we'll get that.
I'll get that tang. Yeah, I'll get that tang hole diameter, Noah, and get that to you guys. So we'll have that thing available. The test lab date is October 25th, so we got a little time.
Okay. To answer the question more directly, the last testing that we had was with NETRAC.
Yeah.
And that was when it was originally come out, and that was through the patent holder. And so that's been several years back at this point. So that's the most recent that we have.
Okay, and my last question, I guess, is LineWise hosting like an evening get together, hospitality type of thing, or no?
Currently, no. So right now, what Dave and I are going to do is see if there's anyone else that would like to meet with us after hours at the show. I know that there is something that we're attending on Tuesday night and Wednesday night, but we will be able to probably split up from that if we need to. So this, for example, right now, one thing we're going to on Tuesday, there's 3 of us that are scheduled to be there, but those same 3 people don't necessarily have to be there. So if you have a customer that would like to meet up with us, Duke Energy or whoever, let us know, and then Dave or I can split off, or even Ray or Christopher can split off and go and be a part of that meeting, or even take them out to dinner. So again, we can take them out to dinner if that's what you would like for us to do. Okay,
that sounds good. I think that's all I had. I appreciate it, guys.
My goal, Rick, is to be able to spend as much time as we can with customers before and after the show meeting. If that means meeting for breakfast somewhere, we can do that as well. Okay.
Okay, good.
Talk to your customers. Let us know what we can do to sit down and talk.
Yeah. Don't make me go to Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
Twist your arm to go to Cracker Barrel, Dave?
Yeah.
I got you.
All
right. Appreciate it, boys.
No worries. Thank you for reminding us. Again, anybody that might be on with questions, this is the time to do that before we say goodbye.
3, 2, 1, bye.
All right, so there's cupcakes in our break room, so we're saying bye, and we'll